This is Andrew Bertie. I think he's the third cousin twice removed from Queen Elizabeth II. He was the current head of the Order of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. Here he is with Barroso then, as we mentioned before. Hans Paul Göttering, I think this guy's called. Important. Here he is with the Pope. Bertie passed away in 2008, I think. And here's the new guy, another British guy, Matthew Festing, fraternizing there with Barroso. He's the current head of the order, as I mentioned. Interesting. And the Knights of Malta have their headquarters on Aventine Hill, one of the 7 hills in Rome as well. If we read from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey, a 33rd degree Mason, he writes, "The Knights of Malta are the military of the Pope and are sworn to total obedience by blood oath, which is taken extremely serious and to the death. The Pope, as the head of the Vatican, is also the head of the foreign national power." And we have this whole story of Blackwater popping up here as well. I don't know if you're aware of that. This guy right here standing behind there it is again, the Pentagon, pentacle, that's the whole symbol. The former Pentagon Inspector General, Joseph Edward Schmitz, he quits in 2005 after he promoted the whole fraudulent, weapons of mass destruction thing. Goes to work for Blackwater. He quit then, right, in 2005. Goes to work for Blackwater. He's a member of Opus Dei and the Knights of Malta. He helped to bring this in. This is a re-emergence in one way of the Holy Crusades. That's what's going on here. Some of the other founding fathers, Robert Schumann, could talk about him quite a lot. We don't have too much time right now. I want to try to keep to the schedule that we have as well. John Monnet, other very important guy. But I'll leave you with a few sources in case you want to look at some of the modern corruption actually within the European Union. The Great European Rip-Off by David Craig and Matthew Elliott. Fantastic expose of, as I mentioned, the modern corruption, the wasteful nature actually of the European Union. Martha Andreasen, lovely lady. We had her on our radio program, by the way. You can go and listen to the full hour interview we did with her in terms of her book and what she's been up to. Brussels laid bare. She was chief accountant to the EU and refused to sign off the accounts because she felt that the EU was their accounting system was an open till waiting to be robbed. There was so much corruption there. She quit. It's a whole story about that too. Check it out on the website. Blowing the Whistle, Paul von Buitenen, also showing the corruption in the European Commission, mostly through the use of fictitious and questionable contracts with outside consultants. Finally, The Great Deception, Christopher Booker, Richard North, also very interesting. Some of it goes into a little bit more on the background in terms of that. And all this thing, just to briefly round up here, that is what I call corruption allowed within the European Union in that sense. They want to... The weird quirk. We're working on a DVD to put this all together for you in terms of the modern corruption of the EU as well. So many things that I haven't had time to talk about. We just looked at the symbolism and some of the background. But I feel that they, in one way, just be aware of this, that they want to show how corrupt the European Union is. Because they want to they want the people to demand a stronger leader in that sense. They want the people to say, this corruption can't go on. We got to have someone who's more powerful. Can oversee this. Someone has more power, where transparency is given to these people as well. And that's basically this. And we hope to elaborate more on these points further on as well. There's so much more to talk about. But just be aware of that I think the corruption and the exposure of the corruption within the EU is allowed in that sense. And it's a work in progress. They're building on the European Union and have done that for a long time. And it's continuing. So we'll just have to see what happens. But as a final note, keep your eye, or if you're interested, on our website, redicecreations.com. We will keep you updated and posted on all the things that we do, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver that DVD to you as well if you're interested in that, finding out some more stuff. So with that, thank you very much for your time. Try to stick to the schedule.